And I've got a few things that I'm doing at the moment. These are sexy, sexy glasses. Woohoo! On they go. Just flipping them around. They've got smudges and everything. Yeah. Right. What am I doing? Well, if we move up to here, we have a look at the Krispy Kremes. We're going to look through the Krispy Kremes, and what do we see? Circuit boards. Let me show you. Yoink. Today we are committing acts of vandalism. We're going to be going in to do some other things as well as the vandalism, so don't worry. I need to be collecting these. These are pulse shapers. These are big ass resistors. MOSFETs, definitely need them. That's, I think, I'm going to zoom in so I can see what it is. It is I think it's a comparator, which is something I want. MOC3052A. I don't know what that is. I think it is a comparator. It might be a piece of logic though. Or it could be an op amp. So either way, they're okay to get. They're not exactly what I want. These things I can use. This is an op amp in this little container that I've constructed. Tiny little thing. So what am I going to do? Okay, capacitor. Big ass capacitor, definitely what I want. Is that another capacitor? I think it's either that or a switchy poo. Let's have a look and see. I think, yeah, that's a, no, it's contacts. So yeah, that's a switch. What do you call them? A relay. Excellent. That coil I definitely need. And the real winners and heroes are I think they're diodes, aren't they? Hopefully. Anyway, I want some bigger diodes than that even. Yeah, they're diodes. So I want diodes. I just wasn't prepared for the multicolored diodes. Don't care about the chemical capacitors. Oh, look, some transistors. I need them. There we go. That's the sort of thing I'm after. That bad boy. All right. So right next to the relay, we've got diodes galore. So how does one do this? Well, I'm glad you asked. I think I've got the piece in here. If not, we're going straight outside because there's no point. Ah, here we go. Excellent. Oh, hello there. How you doing? Well, hello. It's Clarice here. There's a ceramic cap. I'll get that. Bam. Come on. Very hard to do this with one hand. So what I might do is I might quickly, yoink, bring this up and rotate it back and then put it onto something so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to get out to the Opals very soon, Opal guys, so don't worry. I'll flip this mug over. Yeah. You see a mug, see? No, I'm just going to go back down there. See, putting it onto the mug, that's what I'm doing. And why am I using Lego? Because it's really versatile. It's brilliant stuff, Lego. If you're trying to get stuff done, you can just literally make anything out of Lego. There we go, just made a secure stand. I've got these things here, so now I can start chopping away. Right, so what did I say I wanted? I wanted the MOSFETs, so that's these things here. See if we can make it so that you can see without me destroying my own hand. I'll try not to get rid of the capacitors. Oh, come on. Zoom out a bit, zoom out a bit, zoom out a bit, zoom out a bit, zoom out a bit. That's as far as we zoom out, apparently. Let's move this gearing up, bucking Bronco style. Okay, it's going to be impossible to get to that piece. So what I can do, I'll flip it over, make sure there's no logic on the other side. Yeah, there's comparators on the other side. I'll get the other piece and we'll just chop that up. Those are MOSFETs. I need all of them, so I can't just cut it up randomly. I'll have to do that off camera. Let's have a look what we got here. Okay, a couple of relays. I'll take these relays out. Need them. So snippity snip. There's some buttons on the other side. I don't care for the buttons. There's also a huge number of resistors and capacitors, which is something that I'm very interested in. So I'll just snippity snip, snippity snip. I'll keep the buttons too because they're handy. Ow! Oh, check that out. Injury! Okay. Now, in case you're wondering why I get injured all the time, okay, piezo. I need that. I don't need it for a speaker, I need it for a piezo. So I'll just quickly snip this off. And don't worry, we'll get to the opals in a second. I'm just quickly getting these done as well. Incidentally, if you have a look at this particular board, it's absolutely sick with gold flashing. So if you're interested in gold recovery, yeah, this board would be very interesting to you. What I'm doing at the moment though is I'm just trying to get into the board so that I can pull the components off. Now you don't necessarily have to remove the components, you can just snap the board at various areas and, you know, hurt yourself. Oh, it snapped right off at a diode. Didn't even notice the diode, there it is. Perfect. That can be put in. There we go. That's going in my collection. I definitely need diodes because I've got a Geiger array that I'm dealing with. Now, I don't know what that chip is. That's I'll find out what that is later on, but that looks like a digital logic chip. If it's a comparator rail, I'm not lucky enough to get a comparator rail that big. This piece here. Snip. Snippity-doo-dah, snippity-a. My, oh my, that piezo is mine. It's also got some, let's see if we can see what the resistor values are. They're really tiny. This feels like that guy, Big Clive. 332, 472, 202. So I think that's the ohm count from memory. Oh, hello there. I'm just taking a circuit board apart for the time being. We're going to get to the opals soon. Don't worry, I've got this bad boy. Check it out. I was just quickly getting this sorted out whilst I had it in front of me. I'm trying to get some diodes. Okay. What have we got here? Alright, I'll show you this quickly and then we'll get out. So, this board here. Power supply, beautiful. I don't need it, but it's nice. You can get the copper out of that if you're so inclined. Capacitor, those coils for shaping pulses, brilliant. Another power supply. Heatsink, that's going to have a MOSFET underneath it. More power. This is just a power board, you can see. And there's actually, okay, what do they call it? An octocouple. You've got a gate here between the danger and the not so danger. And the octocouple is basically a diode with a light attached, which just flashes on the other side. So you have current going across the other side without any of the, you know, electrical badness happening. What I'm interested in is this bad boy here, this bad boy here, these bad boys here, all of these, that bad boy there. And I'm pretty happy with those caps there too. Don't need the chemical caps. The ceramic caps, yes, definitely. Another ceramic cap there. Yep, awesome. Now these things, the connectors, I'll show you why I'm interested in the connectors. It's not for any other reason than if I can find the darn thing. Can't find the darn thing. I'll call it a darn thing until I find the darn thing. All right, we've got that. Where is the rest of it? Oh well. I wasn't planning on spending huge amounts of time here. That's why I'm not worried too much. Okay. Here's what Lego can do with components. Someone's quit streaming. Poor fella. Right. So this is something that I've done. I've just popped it onto a breakout board. And what you can do with this is you can actually attach it to a piece of Lego, and then you can just like attach it to here, for example. Now, why would I want to do a thing like that? Let me show you. Well, broken. That's all right. Flippy. This is the reason. Okay, so what I've got here is, I'll actually show you. You can pretty much just get a board and just snap it into the setting. So long as you, there you go, see, snap in. This, I kid you not, is, it's serendipitous. A few engineers know this, but the other thing about Lego is that its tolerances are so incredibly tight that you can do very good measurements with them. Now, believe it or not, in here is what we call a Geiger Mueller tube. I'll take it out because I haven't plumbed it in yet. Let's take this bad boy out. That's not exactly what I had in mind, but you know, eventually I'll get them hard set up. This guy here is it's a motion detector, but it's got a light emitter and a light sensor. So what this is going to be doing when it's all plugged into the system is it'll be measuring the distance between this piece and this piece at the speed of light. I need something that's got extreme measurement capability. So that's what that is. These are piezos. They're very, very handy. They're often used as speakers, but they can be used as electrical detectors, all sorts of things. So I'm getting them as well. It's all part of a massive, massive array. All right, let's go do some Opal. Yoik. Me good. Oh dear. Well, there goes the planet. Let's go grab this. You know what? I reckon I should go to an optometrist rather than just buying $5 pairs of glasses. I've got to get another thingy-bob. I'm sure I had another dopstick somewhere. Where's the other dopstick? Somewhere. Probably dropped the dopstick somewhere. I really made a mess of things. Something to tell the priest at confession or something, I suppose. No, don't do that. I'll get bored. Now, okay, here we go. Well, they might go, yay, I've got something coming to my job. Okay, moving on. Well, that's religion covered. Let's do politics now. How are the Americans going with that Trump guy? How's he doing? Sounds like a decent chap. So, let me just flip this around. Now, guess what, guys? I have improved the setup. Oh, yes, I have. Oh, yes, I have. I've made it so that it actually works. Oh, yes, I have. I've gotten rid of all the vibrations. Oh, yes, I have. I've gotten more opals. Oh, yes, I have. Pop these over here. Zoom it in. Oh, yes, I will. The only trouble is I forgot to fill it up with water. Oh, no, I didn't. So let me just quickly grab some water and then we will start the whole shenanigans. Bad, naughty, don't do that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I've got water. Remember, I'm pouring water into a container. I'm not, relieving myself. It'll just sound a little bit suspect for a little while. I could make grunts and that'd make it worse. We're not going to do that. Here we go. Yoink. Now I could have picked up the phone, but I'd already just attached it to the thing, and I might regret that decision because water's coming down now as we speak. But we'll see. We might get away with it. There we go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Or as that guy from Look Mum No Computer says, lovely jubbly. Little British guy. Now, if you remember last time, things were rattling themselves apart. They're not rattling themselves apart anymore. That sounds like an Opal. Don't worry about that. I've got some fresh cloths just in case I've got an issue. I'm going to move this over a bit so that we have... Whoop. That's perfect. Except I probably need to push this in a bit because I changed the blade, made sure everything was good. I've noticed that there's actually a problem in the foofer valve. I won't tell you exactly because it's boring. Okay, so what I can do, however, is show you these guys. Hopefully this will give you some kind of idea. Apparently not. Go into here. I suppose you can see a bit. I'm getting a better view of it. Actually, I'm not getting a better view of it. Let me see. Yeah, there's a little bit of shine there. Not a bad one. There's the colour. There we go. So we got that one. Now, of course, we've got these guys from last time. I'll just give them a quick shape. But depending on how they go, I've only just set these up, and these sticks actually came out of my incense burner. So there's still oil all over them. They might actually just come loose. So how that goes. But I was just looking for something to put them on. This guy is interesting because you don't see much. I don't see much. Except there's some really deep colour that's sitting underneath. So I'm intrigued. I think there'll be happiness and fun and cantaloupes involved in this one. So you might just see, yeah, you can see just a little bit of colour coming through. So that'll be good. What I'll do to get us started though is take the top off one. A bit of a random opal, take the top off it and see if we win, basically. And I have chosen at random this guy. So hopefully this guy is actually a winner. This is in my partially... I can't use that one. That's a fossil. Sorry, I just had a look. Can you see how? You can see the bivalve. It's a shell. I very nearly destroyed a fossil. I can't use that one. Sorry, it's going in the fossil drawer. Let's try another one, and let's try not to destroy history. Well, you can't prove anything with this one. What I'll do is I'll cut through this, definitely not bottom lip of fossil shell bit, and we'll see if we can get some kind of logic out of it. Just see if there's any shine happening. That should guide the actions of my cutting wheel. I think there is a bit of shine. Let me just have a quick look. Okay. The more I look at it, the more I worry that it's a fossil. You know, I can't bring myself to cut that one either. We'll get to one, don't you worry. This time for sure. Okay, good. We've got this one. That one there. And I'll see if there's any colour, because this is in my semi-opal collection. But I have a set of opals that I call the interesting tops. There is some colour on the other side, but I'll take the top off it as well. Whoop. I'll take the top off the opal, but the colour is actually there. So we'll see how it all goes. Let's turn on the infernal contraption and get things cracking. There we go. Now listen for the... Hear the knot rattling that's going on there? Amazing. Right. First things first. This opal's from Cooper. The idea of a Cooper stone is you've got to take the corners off. Try and stop the forces from translating through any corner. Cooper are slightly harder than a lightning ridge opal. So before I even worry about the colours, I'm worrying just about stabilisation. Right. Now I'm taking this off to see if there's anything underneath. This is where the fun begins, because sometimes you just find amazing stuff just underneath these things. I'm not suggesting it happens all the time. I'm just saying it happens some of the time. And I think it's happening now. As a matter of fact, I got it now. In case you're interested, if you're from America, we don't drink Fosters, just so you know. We drink a beverage called ABF. That translates roughly to anything but Fosters. Let's have a look at this. Interesting little opal, this guy. Got inclusions. I think I'll keep going here because I can actually see just in there's actually some colour. But what I'll do is I'll flatten this off anyway because we need to. We'll see which end's the best. And there may be the necessity to cut it. So slice it through the middle, not just cut as in, make it a nice opal. Now whilst we're looking at it, we've got a nice jelly bean kind of shape. I've got an opportunity to cut it cleanly if we make the decision early enough. Let's have a look. What do we do? This is a real toughie. I'm going to do the stupid thing and not cut it. We may regret that. Now, believe it or not, I'm in the shaping phase already. This has been a ridiculously friction-free Opal. I should never have said that. To say it's friction-free, what is it? It's like saying, oh, driving to this destination, there's absolutely no traffic. What happens? Bam! Traffic. Probably rather bad theology, that. Alright, I am going to assume that everything's going to go to plan. Activate the unnecessarily slow dipping mechanism. So, there is a crack in it. Seeing I've committed myself, I'm just going to keep going. At this point in time, I'm hoping Jay is the Genius is an early riser because she seems to be quite good luck. More bad theology. Right. There we go. Nice little... That's interesting. Oh, okay, I see. Right. Oh, 3 likes. Thank you whoever did that. That's very nice of you. So, we will now practice my... Or will we? No, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do perhaps this one. Let me see. We're not doing that one either. Oh, I know what that one is. Right, we'll go into the other scheduled stones, but that's a good one. What we'll do is I will grab this and we will hope for the best. I'm biasing this side because I know this side has got less opal on it than the other side. Just giving a bit of an assessment. I'm going to bias this side a bit further. the hopes that something cool happens. May not. Trying to make sure. Oops, sorry. Everything's still good? Yeah, good. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and reorient this one because you can see it's sitting at an angle. If I do any more, I'm actually going to do damage to the stone. But that wasn't a bad little grind. Let's try this guy out. In case you're wondering, yes, shaping these stones is quite a delicate business. Thank you for asking. Okay, I'm going to do a quick shape underneath the stone. There we go. And then I need to angle it. Angle it some more. Angle it some even more. Right, what I'm going to do after this run is I'm going to stop and reset this stone as well, because you don't want them to be skew with. But at least I've got most of the hard work done on that one, which is pretty good. Next one up, this bad boy. If you're hearing an echo of like, I don't want to wreck the stone, I'm going to stop here. It's not, I know it's not great viewing, but at the same time, you don't want to just ruin the stone. I'll make it short, show you what the stone looks like at the end of everything, so you're not going to miss out. This bad boy looks like it's weighing in about 4 carats at the moment. I suspect when I'm done it'll be around about 2. Sad, but that's kind of the trade-off you make. Oh my goodness, to see that. We're getting to that point where I'm going to have to be careful about biasing the stone, so I have to reset all of these. It tells you what, this thing's coming up pretty good. I'm going to definitely have to flip this stone, cut the back of it, and then turn it around and cut the front again. If I don't do that, it will be a bad mistake. Once again, some overhang. I can get away with just doing this bit, but not much more. There we go. What I'll be doing is I'll be flipping that stone, cutting the other side, flipping it again, making sure that everything's nice and neat. That was not a bad start for those stones, to be honest. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's certainly pretty cool. Definitely topple that one. Okay, let's put... Shall we do this one? Yeah, look at that. Let's see what we get. This is another Cooper stone. Those people who are more familiar with the channel will know from the propensity of Cooper stones, I've clearly gotten myself a large consignment, and you would be right to assume such a thing. I'm guessing that that is actually a defect all the way through it, so I'm going to cut it off. just going to have a quick look and examine the stone. I think we've got a viable stone here. Then we cut this corner down. Here's anything that we want. It does indeed. Okay, it's facing from this side. And I'm just looking, we'll just carefully flatten this out on the back there. It's just lent itself straight into the cushion cut, so may as well keep that going. I may end up taking corners off it because I'm not that great with the cushion cut. My goodness, how simple is that? Tell you what, if you're not fighting the wheel, it makes life a lot easier. I mean, that was simple. What I've got to do is explain that sometimes it just depends. If you've got a good setup and you've got a fresh set of Opal, then yeah, simple happens a lot. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I didn't respond to you before, Opal Guy. In case you didn't know, Opal Guy's a regular, and not only is he a regular, he's very knowledgeable. He is the Don of Opals, so to speak. Yeah, that's a bit of a joke there, a bit of a humour. Quite the quandary here. I'm just going to straighten out and smooth the corners just to make it a bit better. But we've got a situation here where we've got vibrant texture, I'll call it. It's not texture, but we'll have to work on Opal terminology for this kind of thing. The rock colour itself is vibrant. And there's also Opal colour coming through. I quite like this. I'll just move this over a bit so you can see. There's always something, isn't there? Anyway, that is beautiful centre. And I think it might go all the way through, so I'm having to flatten that out because you can't have bad Opal. But it gives it a bit of translucence, which I didn't exactly want, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bring out the colours on this side because I like the swirling pattern. Now technically this is not adding value to the stone. If anything, it's reducing the value. But cares given, 0, because I like them this way. So I reckon if you don't get the opportunity to cut them the way you like, life's not worth living. So I'm deliberately taking away from the value of this stone to get something that I want. I would proudly wear this. Seeing it's not going to be traditionally valued. This is going to be a stone with personality, so be it. Get rid of that little defect. That's pretty much ready for dropping. There we go, and I want to keep that side. Now, personally, I like it. A jeweler would go, "Huh, this is a terrible stone. Why did you even bother a stone like that?" Because I want to, basically. So no. Right, let's go have a look around what we've got. I think this is the one that I want to talk about. Let's see. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. So there's just a little bit of flash sitting in amongst the rest of it. I'm going to have to very carefully take some of the corners off. That is going to be an issue. But let's see if we can make something cool out of this one. It may well be another of these stones that I would wear that a jeweler would not. But we'll see how it goes. If it ends up flashing up quite nicely, the jeweler will want it. But what I think is going to happen is the flash is going to be way subtler, but also way brighter. So this is going to be, no matter what happens, it's going to be awesome. Right, now I'm just starting to assert the geometry. At the moment it's domed on one side, flat on the other, and that's fine. I did have the option of orienting the crystal, so to speak. But that, of course, is in the next modification of the starship. Airborne says. You don't want to know that. Okay, here we go. Sorry, Opal guy, that was a Star Trek quote. It wasn't a Star Wars quote. Every time I go reorient the crystal, I'm like, that's in the next upgrade of the starship. And Geordie LaForge, you're in love with a hologram. And I'm going to find out about it next season. Does that mean that I know too much about Star Trek? Maybe. Okay, as predicted, the colour's subtle. It's definitely there. What I'm trying to do at the moment is make sure that all the geometry is correct. So take a bit of jiggery pokery. Right. Save yourself a bit of worry by just getting that side down a bit. Pay attention to the orientation of the band. The reason why it's flashing right in the middle, if you can even see that, is because the band is oriented the other way. Trouble is, there is no guarantee that reorienting this crystal, Leah Brum style, would actually improve the situation. Sometimes they just face the wrong way, and I've got this suspicion that this would face the wrong way. We'll find that out as the stone gets smaller anyway. Now, if everyone here is from Europe or the United States, I'm hearing that it's a particularly brutal winter, isn't it? I don't know what to tell you because it's been a particularly brutal summer. We've had 40-degree days, which is in the hundreds of Fahrenheit. Not hundreds, 100 and splat. So we've been sweltering in the heat, wishing it was cooler, and I do believe there's been people who've been, well, sweltering in the cold, wishing it was warmer. We're Australian, we don't know words for feeling cold. Okay, so it's double-sided and beautiful. I think we've got time for one more. Take the top off this food. Interesting thing about this one is this is a Cooper stone for sure, but it is acting an awful lot like Lightning Ridge stone. As a matter of fact, I'm wondering whether one has actually snuck into the Cooper pack. A light coloured Lightning Ridge stone can happen from time to time, a lot even. There's a lot of Cooper in this, but it is melting like butter, which is very much a Lightning Ridge phenomenon. So it would not surprise me if we found out this stone was actually a Lightning Ridge. One of the dilemmas, imagine getting the stone valued and the person who's doing provenance decides to test it and finds out it's from Lightning Ridge when you're saying it's from Cooper. A, Lightning Ridge is better as a general rule, and B, makes your name mud. Double whammy. At the moment I'm taking it on face value that this is a Cooper stone. Incidentally, I'm not assigning intent. Well, obviously you can't assign intent really, not unless you've got some good hard facts behind you. But I've done it. I've accidentally slipped some other stones in with my normal parcel, and I can swear on whatever you want me to swear on. That it was a genuine honest mistake. So if I can do it, someone else can do it. No judgment. Now you don't have to turn up the stones like I'm doing. You'll see that a lot of the time I'll actually give the top and the bottom a bit of curvature. That's technically not necessary, but what I found out is that it helps to stabilise the shape of the sides. Gives you better domes, gives you better control, that kind of thing. And sometimes you'll see me making some pretty brutal decisions. At the moment, the bottom end of the stone is a bit shorter than, it's a bit misshapen. So what I just did was I flattened the back of it, and now I'm cutting the corners of the top of it to try and make the stone a bit symmetrical. That'll come back to bite you if the stone thickness is incorrect. That's why rounding the stone at the side sometimes helps a lot more than you'd expect. I tell you what, these things are, they're just flying off the machine today. These are beautiful stones. Right, have a look at this bad boy. Now, I'm going to try this one, but this could be because of cracking, you see. We'll give it a go. It's got some nice colour. I'll flatten this out so you can see. This particular operation is harder than it looks because what I've got is a stone that is oriented the wrong way. Orienting it the correct way reaps rewards plus plus. So I'm trying desperately to get it nice and, well, I suppose the word is orthogonal. Go in, going, oh, that looks interesting. Opal's being cut. You go out knowing what orthogonal means. It means at an opposite orientation, or actually at a a 90-degree orientation, actually, would be a better way of saying it. It's not quite like that, but at a right angle is a good way of saying it, yeah. Right. Nerve-wracking work because this is actually literally cutting in the face of the thing to try and get it to work out. Okay, I'm dropping that. That's a good one, even if it doesn't look like a good one. It's actually the best one, I reckon, the cream of the crop. Okay, what have we got here? Okay. Trying to get this up to show you. There's actually what I'll do is I'll cut it along there, and hopefully that'll bring us to the opal. And yes, I am being cautious this time around. Not as cautious as I'd like. This will either be spectacular success or spectacular failure. Either way, lessons learned. I think we lost. We'll find out. I think we lost out on that one. Oh well. Let's finish it off, we may as well. Oh, hello there. Yeah, I very stupidly kept the power setting on my phone very low, so it's very hard to read your handle. I'm sorry about that. It's a long one, I know that much. what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, I'm basically practicing my cab cutting because this is not yielding the opal that I was hoping it would yield. So just being a bit brutal with the thing, just trying to get the, what the, nah. For the moment I thought it redeemed itself. Although, we'll see. I don't think it's redeeming itself. I quite like these stones. I reckon that there is such a thing as white flash. So, and I think this stone actually has got it. But no one else I talked about it, so it could just be Phil talking about his bottom region. Oh, it's getting cold, is it? Well, that, I don't know when you said that because I was talking about the fact that it's getting warm here. It's getting unbearably hot. It was the equivalent of 110 or something around here. We all want what the other person's got, don't we? So, interesting. Oh man. Look, I learned when I was in the United States that anything below 20, and I was like, brrr. Right, can you see? Just right up here is where the colour is. So what I'm going to do is very gently take this off and see what we get. I'll tell you what I'm thinking, just so you know. That dark spot there is going to have to go regardless, but I'm just going to sort out all the other bits before I cut. Okay, we're still in the running here. Going to get rid of that bit. I think we have to give up on this one. Oh well. -8 degrees. Right. Oddly enough, I want an -8 degree day at the moment because, well, how do I put this? It's not -8 degrees at the moment. Just so you know, I've got all these. Let's go see if this is the one I'm thinking about. Because there's one that's really tricky. What I'll do is I'll just carve into it and say, yeah, this is the one. It's on this side. So I'll very carefully just carve the face down a bit so we see what we've got. This will be the last one because I've been going for an hour and 15 and man. One of these weird opals that is transgressing on ironstone. So it's Cooper-Pedy. It's technically just ordinary Cooper-Pedy opal, whatever you want to call it, but it's got properties of boulder. hear that. Lorikeets. Today I've got the day off, so I have the opportunity to just, pull an all-nighter if I needed to. And that's exactly what I've done. Flipping the script. If we have a look over here, we'll see the dawn is just about to dawn. That's an Australian summer. It's going to hit 40 degrees today. That's a little bit above -8. A little bit above 30. Good morning, birds. So, I might tell you what I'm doing because you might be interested. Hello, Loki. Sketchy poo. So what I'm doing at the moment with these birds is I'm actually trying to deal with communication issues in a slightly different way. We talk using very, very slow words as far as the birds are concerned, because these guys actually go at about 50% faster in their brains than we do. They're very efficient. So instead of using the words like hello and all that kind of stuff, I'm going sketchy boo, sketchy boo, sketchy boo. I'm increasing the hertz in what I'm saying. And Max is responding quite well to this. Sketchy boo, sketchy boo, sketchy boo. Sketchy boo, sketchy boo. There we go. I don't know, do you want to sleep in a bit or do you want to come out? Max? You can come out for a little while if you want. You've been cramped up all day, haven't you? Yesterday, anyway. Yeah, sorry, it's hard to do the phone and the scratching at the same time. Yeah, sorry. That's the one, isn't it? Yeah? I don't know if you saw that, but that was a giant pin that I've just managed to get. You'll be happy with that one. And by happy with that, yeah, exactly. You want to come out? That wasn't a threat, Max. That was me saying come out. You see that? He thought I meant something else. It's okay. It's okay. Loki can stay in for the time being. Yeah, Max is not particularly concerned with getting out, you can see. He's like, yeah, whatever. And that's the thing about bird ecology and getting their cages right and stuff like that. If you get their cages right, they really don't care about confinement. They want to stay in their cages. I mean, not all the time, but if you tell them to get back in their cage, they're quite happy. It's their home. It's their safety. Right. Yoink. Wing. Flip. Haha. Guess what I have? Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Did you see that? A talking pigeon. Can you imagine a talking pigeon? Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, I just learned about the passing of a friend of mine from years ago. He was a software developer that I got to know. So, in honour of him, I swear on the grave of Paul Nibs that you, my friend, are a talking bird. And the talking bird said like and subscribe, so we must do the like and subscribe. It's destiny. That's what it is. And with that, that is the live stream done. I'm exhausted. The dawn is dawning. The day is breaking. I didn't break it. It was someone else. I wish you everyone a lovely day. So does Pony. Yeah. And with that, Dr. Phil out.